Hello and welcome to chapter number 11 of our theme tourism, and this is called Cultural Attractions of India. Now, this is an interesting chapter which talks about melas, fairs. India is a land of culture, from religion, dance, music, architecture, food, customs. All of these are so cultural that, in fact, one of the attraction that to foreign tourists have is the magnanimity and the scale of culture in India. So, what do we talk about in culture? What are the different aspects of culture? Interestingly, that it could be either religious festivals or it could be national events, it could be regional events. India has many, many cultures. For example, so quickly, if there was a question on cultural aspect of India, you can quickly start talking about fairs, right? Basically, fairs are what we call melas, right? It's a gathering of people to display their products or services. It could be as simple as a Pushkar Mela in Rajasthan, where actually animals are being sold. It's a camel mela, very famous there. So fairs could be temporary, it could be regional, it could even be, there is something called Sanivar market or Mangal market, Wednesday market, small fairs that are all across India. More importantly, more, how do you say, explicitly on the calendar every year after year are festivals. Ideally, it could be, a festival which is related to somebody in terms of some religion. It could be some kind of a mela like the Kumbh Mela, the largest gathering of devotees in Allahabad. These, there's stories about twins getting lost and, Sita Gita stories. Actually, that's what is written here. Strange. So you remember, how do you frame a sentence with these things? Munshi Premchand wrote a story on Eidgah, which is the annual gathering of Muslims on Eid Day. So these are the two important cultural aspects that we can talk about. India, because there's so many of them, you can talk about Dasera, where there is a Ram Leela on stage, where the Ravan is burned, lakhs and lakhs of people come across. So this is what basically a culture is. So basically, religion is a collection of beliefs and cultural systems across the world. Tradition is a belief that is passed on from one generation or one group to another with specific significance in the origin in the past. So there could be a tradition of wearing a turban in a particular festival, tradition of a tika, tradition of a different kind of a cloth, or making a particular sweet. So that's tradition passed on from one group to another group. Religion is the entire program together. Now, in the next few, pages, you have got every month in India associated with a fair or a festival. We don't have to remember all of them, for example, but we still have to just pick up some of the important ones. There is Makar Sankranti, which is the kite festival all over North India, primarily very, very popular in January. In Feb, you can think about the desert festival or the elephant festival in across. So this, ideally, we will go through some of them and we'll discuss each of them as we discuss and explain ourselves around with this. There's also, as we go ahead to festivals of India, there are three national festivals. So remember, what are the three national festivals? Gandhi Jayanti, Independence Day, and Republic Day. You should know the dates: 2nd October, 15th August, and 26th January. But these are the national festivals. Then there are religious or religio-cultural festival from, Baisakhi, Durga Puja, Dasera, Onam, Holi, Janmashtami, Ganesh Chaturthi, Lohri, Eid, Muharram, Ram Navami, Christmas, Good Friday, Baisakhi, Kumbh Mela, the Children's Day, Navroz, Budh Purnima. All of this are written here. Remember some of them, and you will be, it's an easy chapter. As you said, it's a long chapter, but these are some of the common festivals. If you do not know each of them, run through quickly what the Dasera is. Remember, Dasera is where you always have this amazing, the huge effigy of Raman, which is burned. And if you've not gone, you should see this once in a lifetime opportunity. You should see what we do about it. Durga Puja is a very, very popular festival for Bengalis across India, where goddess Durga is worshipped, and usually the celebrated, once around April or March, or April is in Basant, or once again in September, which is bigger, as in Ashwin. So these are something. Of course, the festival of light, which is Diwali. So we'll quickly run through Holi. There is something else. Baisakhi is a festival associated with Punjab. Makar Sankranti, Mahavir Jayanti is a festival with the birth of Lord Mahavir. We learned already in the previous chapter. Christmas, the entire world knows what we talk about in Christmas. Guru Purnima. So these are some of the festivals that we talk about. There are other festivals. I said the national festival already there. What happens on Republic Day? There is, there is entire speech. Gandhi Jayanti. You have entire nation speak about the father of the nation, and then there are other festivals that still stand out. So there is Hermes Festival in Ladakh. Jammu and Kashmir. So, the courtyard of Hermes Gompa, the largest Buddhist monastery, is in Ladakh and is the stage for this festival, which celebrates the anniversary of Guru Padma Sambhava. So, this is the entire, it is also a very important auspicious 12-year turn in Tibetan culture, Tibetan literature. There's a Kutch festival, there's Bihu, which is also named for dance in Assam. So these are some of the quick things that we run through. Let's quickly run through some of the module questions I'd like to share, and you can, answer them. It'll be easier for you. There is the Rath Yatra from Puri, very, very famous. It is the Jagannath temple in Puri, where Lord Jagannath, his sister Subhadra, and the entire the brother, they are taken in 3 different processions. So an event that is usually an ordinary stage by local community. The moment local community comes in, remember, if we are talking about culture. Yes, a gathering of people. Well, just remember, small gathering, animals are displayed. It's a fair. It's a fair as in a mela. What is tradition? Something that is passed from one part to another. Festivals, mixture, any answer should be correct for this. It's very strange that they just used it, but Christmas is the answer they have chosen. And which states have these festivals? Bihu, remember I spoke specifically Bihu, which is Assam. Baisakhi, which is, Punjab. Rath Yatra, we said Puri, which is Odisha. Kutch, which is the famous Kutch festival of Gujarat. So these are the popular terms that you know. I love the word fair, melas, and it is so beautiful. Kumbh Mela being the largest. There's so many. Puskar Mela or Puskar Fair in Rajasthan. Kolkata Book Fair. It is a landmark. Or Delhi Book Fair in Pragati Maidan. These are some of the largest festivals of books collection. There's Sonepur Cattle Festival near Patna, the biggest cattle festival. These are some of the names you'll remember. So think of Puskar, where people from all over the world come, especially Israel. Very strange, right? It attracts a lot of people. There's camel racing as a part of it. It's a part of the desert festival. The Sonepur is the cattle festival. It's the largest animal festival. It's also called Hathi Bazaar. Not necessarily only for the elephants, but it has buffaloes, donkeys, birds from all over the world. There's so many. I think there is a Goa festival which I would like to highlight. We think Goa as a month of fun, party, frolic. The Goa festival has own bands, stunning drums and festivities that go on around the world. The Goa Carnival is a very popular one. It's something like the Brazil Rio Carnival. There's Taj Mahotsav, right? Surajkund. There is National Kite Festival of Gujarat. So again, quickly, let me take you to the in-text question. So if we can quickly check what are the ones we missed out of it. Sonepur. So remember, Sonepur is the animal fair that you think of. The largest and holiest fair in India is, of course, the Kumbh Mela, which by a fairs considered tourist attraction. Fairs attract people from all over the world. For example, as I said, the Puskar Mela has especially Israeli tourists coming in. It's a national festival. People mark their calendars around it. It could be a lot of business deals that there are. People like to display their fairs. So it has tourist footfalls in the particular area. What's the significance of Kumbh for tourists? Well, it is more of a religious festival, the Kumbh Mela, but also it is a national, Kumbh is the largest gathering of the Hindus, where it is a holy festival, and you can talk more about it. Why is Goa Carnival an international tourist attraction? Well, it's almost like India's Rio Carnival. People from all over India across, and there's dance, frolic, and fun. The last few pages here talks about events, and we'll just talk on those events part of it. All right, the last part of the chapter talks about dances as tourist attraction. Well, India is a cultural festival. Dances are integral part of this culture, almost 2,000-year-old tradition from Kathak, which requires, which got patronage even from the Mughal courts. So, there are multiple dance programs from Bharatnatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathakali. So you must know which are the origins. Bharatnatyam, for example, is from Tamil Nadu. A very important, beautiful festival. To become a Bharatanatyam dancer, it's like as important or as dedicated, to become like an IAS officer. The effort, the dedication, the mentorship from 3 basic concepts: Bhava, Raga, and Thala. So, the music used is on Carnatic music, right? And the kind of instruments that are used is Mridam, Veena, flute, and violin. Wow, it is just amazing. You must know Kathak, a temple ritual which got patronage under Mughal and Persian. The word Kathak comes from Katha, which means storytelling, and a Kathak, performer would actually have used facial expressions to convey an entire story. So Kathakali, again, drama sequence from Kerala, performed on the epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Puranas in the temple. Kuchipudi, well, you would see, Kathakali as in beautiful. You would see a mass, lot of colorful Kathakali dancer. You will know it, and at least as a part of it, tourism, this is something important you learn about it. Dancers wear colorful skirts, dresses. The vocalist, dancer, percussionist has to have the entire, coordination. Then there are variety of roles like the demon king, kings, god, priest, animals. Kathakali again is, to three distinguished drums: Sina, Edekka, and Medalam, which performed by the Brahmin men generally in the temple. And again, it involves a lot of jewelry, improvisation on stage. Carnatic music is used, and again, violin, mrigdam, and clarinet is used as instruments in this performance. Now, where we're talking about Odisha's dance, and these are two very important music styles that we talk about. What are the two music styles they called? Hindustani classic music, that is usually North India, and Carnatic music, which is South India. We spoke a lot about this in the previous chapter. The last part is very interesting, beautiful, which is about food in India. I mean, India is a country with so many variety. From deserts to main course, the food is the most beautiful thing. So what are the cuisines available? From veg and non-veg, which has chicken, meat, and fish. There's a North Indian cuisine. It's called Rogan Kosh. This is what Mughals would love to have. There's Bombay duck, which is bomil, or pomfret, Indian salmon. Then there is idli, dosa, sambar, so popular in South India. And now across India, you'll find a idli, dosa, sarso da saag, makai di roti. Bengalis love their fishes. There are puris and chapatis. India is a land of naans and dals and food. And can sweets be left behind? From barfis to chikkis to gulab, you can get. There's so much to share, so much to talk about. Then there's food. Yes, of course, there is masala tea, there's filter tea, coffee, there is lassi, there's chaach and India and goli soda. Who can forget? This are all. Why are cuisines unavoidable? Because any traveler travels, that there are specific cuisines to each country, and India is proud of the amount of richness in its variety it has in its cuisine. Traveled all over India. Hopefully, we'll love our country more and travel more. Goodbye.